Okay, so continuing on with 7-6, here I want to look at how we can make an equation for an exponential from a table. So I've talked about how we can tell if something is exponential from a table. I also want to talk about how we can make an equation from a table. So I'm going to be using this table here in this example. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at first, we need to check that it is actually exponential. So we want to see, are we adding the same number each time on this side? Hopefully, extremely obviously, we are adding by 1 each time on this side. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's the easy part. Then to check if this is an exponential, we need to check and see if we are multiplying by the same number each time. So to do that, we're going to divide the later one by the previous one. So we're going to do the later one by the previous one each time. So for the first one, that's 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Then for the second pair, that's going to be 50 divided by 10. So 50 divided by 10, which is 5. And then 250 divided by 50, which is 5. And then 1,250 divided by 250, which is 5. And 6,250 divided by 1,250, which is 5. So they all came out to be 5. So that means that this is in fact exponential, and the thing that we're multiplying by each time is 5. So remember our form, y equals a times b to the x, where a is going to be our initial amount. The initial amount occurs when x is 0. The initial amount occurs when x is 0. So in a table, a is always going to be whatever y is when x is 0. So we're looking at this right here. Looking at this, and we're saying, okay, when x is 0, y is 2, so a must be 2. This only works if you know what y is when x is 0. So we get 2, so a is 2. B is what we multiply by, and we figured out that we're multiplying by 5 each time. So this is going to be 2 times 5 to the x. And this is going to be our equation from this table. Okay, so we verified that the table was in fact of an exponential function. We figured out that we were multiplying by 5 each time. Every time here we're multiplying by 5. A is always the y value when x is 0. And so our equation is 2 times 5 to the x. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.